You were meant to find this, not by chance, not by random algorithm or fleeting curiosity. You were brought here to this exact video at this precise moment for a reason. If you've been feeling lost, if your heart has been heavy, if you've whispered prayers into the silence and wondered if anyone was listening, this is not coincidence. This is confirmation. God has been leading you here. Maybe you've been searching for answers. Maybe you've been carrying burdens too heavy to name, pain that no one sees, fears that keep you awake at night, doubts that creep in when you're alone with your thoughts. You've tried to hold it together, to keep moving, to believe that things will get better. But lately, even hope feels exhausting. And yet, here you are. This moment is not accidental. Your presence here is part of a divine appointment. God has orchestrated the steps of your life, every turn, every delay, every heartbreak, every joy, to bring you to this very second. He is not late, he is not unaware, he is not indifferent. He is intentional, and he is speaking right now. Through this message, you may not hear an audible voice, but the stillness within you knows something has shifted. A whisper in your spirit says, "Pay attention, this is for you." Because it is. God sees what you've been through. He sees the tears you've hidden, the strength you've mustered when no one was watching. He sees the prayers you've prayed in the dark, the ones you thought went unanswered. He hears them all, and he's responding not always in the way you expected, but always in the way you need. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Not some things, all things, even the pain, even the waiting, even the confusion. God is weaving a story through your life that you cannot yet see in full, but he can. And one day you will look back and realize that every moment, even the broken ones, were used for purpose, for healing, for redemption. Isaiah 55:9 reminds us, "As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts." You don't have to understand it all right now. You don't have to see the full picture. You only need to trust the one who does. Maybe you've been asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Or, "How long will I have to wait?" Or, "Does God even care?" Let this moment be your answer. Yes, he cares. Yes, he sees you. Yes, he is with you, even now, even here. This video didn't find you by accident. You were guided to it, divinely directed, because God knew you needed to hear this today. He knew you needed a reminder that you are not forgotten, that your story is not over, that your pain is not wasted. And if you've been feeling distant from him, wondering if you've strayed too far, hear this. He is reaching for you, not to condemn you, but to comfort you, not to remind you of your failures, but to restore your hope. This is your moment of peace. It may not erase every problem, but it can renew your strength. It can rekindle your faith. It can remind you that you are loved beyond measure, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are, his. So take a deep breath. Let go of the weight you've been carrying. You don't have to hold it all together. You only have to take the next step in faith, in trust, in surrender. God is not finished with you. Your breakthrough is not behind you. It's ahead. Your purpose is not lost. It's being prepared. Your healing is not impossible. It's already being released. And this message, it's not just words on a screen. It's a divine encounter, a moment of grace, a sign that you are seen, known, and deeply loved. So stay, watch until the end, because the peace you've been praying for, it might be waiting in the next few minutes. And when it comes, receive it. There is a divine rhythm to your life, one that operates beyond time, beyond logic, beyond what your eyes can see. And right now, that rhythm is aligning. Something is shifting in the spiritual realm. A door is opening, a burden is lifting, a promise is being activated. You may not hear thunder or see lightning, but deep within your spirit, you feel it. A quiet assurance that says, this is the beginning of something new. Because God does not waste pain, He redeems it. He takes the broken pieces, the shattered dreams, the failed relationships, the missed opportunities, and He rebuilds, not into what you had, but into what you were always meant to have, not into a restored past, but into a resurrected future. You may have buried hopes so deep that you've forgotten what they looked like, but God hasn't. He remembers the dreams He placed in your heart before you even knew how to name them, and He is bringing them back, not as fantasies, but as fulfillments. Maybe you've been asking, why do I keep facing the same struggle? Or when will I finally break through? But what if the delay is not denial? What if the waiting is part of the preparation? What if God is strengthening your faith, refining your character, and aligning your heart with His purpose, so that when the breakthrough comes, you won't just receive it, you'll carry it? Because breakthrough is not just about getting what you want, it's about becoming who you're called to be. And God is not only interested in your destination, He is shaping your identity along the way. You are not just being delivered from something, you are being led to something, a purpose, a mission, a life that overflows with meaning. And every trial you've endured has been equipping you for the assignment ahead. Think about Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused, forgotten in prison. For years, it seemed as though his dreams had died. But in God's timing, those dreams were not canceled, they were confirmed. From prison to palace, from betrayal to authority, Joseph rose, not because he avoided suffering, but because he endured it with faith. And when he stood before the ones who had hurt him, he said, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 50:20. That same principle is at work in your life. The betrayal you experienced, God can redeem it. The loss you carry, God can restore it. The failure that haunts you, God can repurpose it. The shame you hide, God can heal it. Because nothing is beyond His reach, nothing is outside His plan. And if you've been feeling like you're behind, like everyone else is moving forward while you're stuck, hear this. There is no timeline that God misses. Your season is not late. It is arriving in divine order. And when it comes, it will not come too soon, and it will not come too late. It will come just in time. You are not late. You are on time, in God's time. And if you've been praying the same prayer for months, even years, don't stop now. Persistence is not weakness, it's worship. It's faith in motion. And God honors those who keep seeking, keep knocking, keep believing, even when the answer seems silent. Because the silence is not rejection, it is refinement. God is not ignoring you, He is positioning you. He is not absent, He is advancing you even when you can't see the movement. And if you've been wondering, does God still love me? Let this truth settle into your soul. His love is not based on your performance. It is based on His nature, and His nature is love. He loved you when you were whole. He loves you now in your brokenness. He will love you when you rise again. His love is not conditional. It is constant, not temporary. It is eternal. And nothing, not failure, not fear, not even your own doubts, can separate you from it. Romans 8:38 through 39. So if you've been carrying guilt, shame, or regret, lay it down. If you've been measuring yourself by past mistakes, stop. If you've been comparing your journey to others, close that door. Your path is unique. Your purpose is sacred. Your life is a testimony in the making. And this moment, right now, is part of the story. You were not brought this far to be abandoned. You were not given dreams to have them die. You were not given breath to give up. You are still here because there is still work for you to do. There is still healing for you to receive. There is still joy for you to experience. And if you've been feeling weary, let this truth carry you. You don't have to have all the answers. You only need to hold on to the one who does. So keep going. Not because you're strong, but because he is. Not because you see the way, but because he is the way. Not because you feel faith, but because he is faithful. And when the storm comes, and it will, remember, storms do not define your life. They reveal your foundation. And if your foundation is in God, you will not fall. You may shake, you may stagger, but you will not collapse, because you are built on the rock. And if you've been standing in the gap, interceding for your family, your children, your marriage, your health, do not faint. Keep standing, keep believing, keep declaring, because breakthrough often comes after the longest wait, after the deepest prayer, after the most persistent faith. And when it comes, you will say, "It was worth it." So stay in this moment. Stay in his presence. Stay in the truth. Because the peace you've been praying for is not distant. It is near. The healing you've been seeking is not impossible. It is unfolding. The hope you've been longing for is not lost. It is rising. And this video, this message, is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you walk forward, not in fear, but in faith, not in doubt, but in divine assurance, not in loneliness, but in the presence of a God who never left you. You were meant to find this, and now that you have, nothing will ever be the same.